Welcome to the show that talks about Tulsa, people making a difference in the Tulsa community. Special guest interviews, spotlighting local businesses to covering important issues within the community no one else is talking about. The hot topics and more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is World One Developments.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to World One Developments News You Can Use. We want to thank everyone for either listening on the radio, watching us on Facebook Live, and on www.KBOB899.com, or tuning into any of the News You Can Use media networks, which are powered by World One Development. We really appreciate that. I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss Damali Wilson.
And I'm Charles Harper. It's Wednesday, a.k.a. Hump Day, July 10th. 2024, and we are live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the news. You can 856-3873, or post your comments on our Facebook Live feed at World One Development.
So on today's show, the medical report with Dr. Andre Perdue. Our topic, mental health and politics. Let's talk about it.
Yep. Also, we'll talk about where the U.S. ranks in quality of life and mental health.
And of course, our Hump Day hot topics, which are Hurricane Beryl leaves a trail of destruction as the winds die down. Uganda missions is here. Learn how you can still contribute to the missions trip. And ammo vending machine being installed in Oklahoma's grocery stores. Why? Birthdays and more.
That's a crazy one. This is News You Can Use right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use Media Network, powered by World One Development. We'll be right back, you guys. Fitting Back In is a reintegration program designed to help those released from prison to fit back into the community as productive, valuable members of society. They help schedule various classes such as anger management, substance abuse, and mental health. They also work with different programs in the community to provide job training. If you or someone you know needs help with resources in career development, employment, or housing, to find out more information, call 918-592-3500 or stop by 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Yo, you want some chicken and you know what? It kind of blew us off the last 2 days.
Exactly, because Burrow kind of came through and kind of proved us off just a little bit. But now, Oklahoma weather's coming back. Holy Burrow. Burrow, you been up on the latest news?
It's been bad. Now, I appreciate that little cool breeze that it's been. Look, I would let the cool breeze go by if I could get rid of that damage.
I know, right? Yeah, that is
a lot of destruction.
a lot of destruction
going on and continue going on.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on in the show. But yeah, a lot of places up here.
I know, but I tell you what, it's good vibes in Tulsa.
Good vibe. Hey, did you celebrate 4th of July?
Almost. I'm on my way.
That sounds like no.
I'm drinking water. Boy, when your man, my family rolled in.
They rolled in deep.
On top of that, the 4th of July. Then I got my Tulsa family with me, so I got a double dose. You know what? Actually, on the 4th of July, the family was coming. And it was lightning just like that, too. So about 7 o'clock.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah, just like that, like as it got dark. So I was thinking about going out to a few spots to see fireworks. So I'm like, I don't see them. I'm done that part.
Yeah.
But I want to. What's up?
It's raining. These spots, watching all this stuff getting all on the back porch. Right.
Right.
And so we sitting out there, and all of a sudden it just started pouring down rain. So instead of and they still go out there. So it happened. Exactly.
Not gonna be stopped.
Listen,
God or nobody.
So my youngest daughter is 6.
Right.
And she's like, oh, she's like, hey, get a bag, put it on your head, let's go. Oh my God.
That I did not make it. Go to some Harper. 3,000 drones.
Yes.
That went up in the air.
I saw
that was doing all of this stuff, but it was once again it was raining.
It was
on that night too, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit tight. But hey, I got my hands on one reel. I told the family to put it in my hand. I showed up before my reunion started. Right before my headphones went off, I think. But we gonna make it work out. But you know what I mean? It was all
okay.
This is what it was. Can't hear what you guys.
Yeah. Can y'all hear us now? Hello. Anybody?
The mic.
I'll be able to hear now.
Can y'all hear now? What about now? Can you hear me now?
The mic check.
1 2 1 2.
We want to see if that was listening. So, Mike, is it still a whisper? Because I'm talking loud.
I know. I feel like I'm shouting. Anybody else gonna answer? Nobody else gonna chime in? AJ says no.
AJ say no. Okay. Well, since you can't hear
music is drowning y'all out.
Oh, bring the music down.
Bring the music down.
Did you hear them talking?
No. AJ says
hear
no.
you talking now.
Huh?
Music over whispers. Is what they say. That sound like.
So music down now is the whisper still here.
Waletta,
no,
your cousin Waletta. Hey, cousin Waletta. Nope, music is loud.
Music is gone now.
Music is gone. So what y'all got? What y'all got? What y'all think?
Y'all
hear us? 1 2
we
1 2.
A lot of people on. We want to make sure y'all can hear us. And when you say yes, we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna take a break anyway. Let's take a quick break.
That?
KBOB 89.9 FM. World One Development News. You can use Charles and Damali.
Manita says yay. She can hear us.
Break.
Okay.
She didn't say she can hear us. She just
better
said
now.
She was excited to be here.
They can hear you now. Yeah, they can hear us now.
Okay.
Yeah, they can hear us now.
All right.
Ain't Low says gave us his thumbs up. Okay.
So
well,
I know what it is.
What's that?
See, DJ JB Spool went to Miami.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what he did in Miami.
Okay.
But he is turned up.
Okay.
I mean, JB Smooth was outside doing the Dougie before he came in. He was doing some other stuff. He had his shades on. He got a keyboard outside. I don't know if it's a block party on Greenwood or what's going on.
What's happening?
So
Block party.
It has an echo sound.
We got an echo. What's the echo?
We'll work
We working through it. JB is over here, man.
Better?
He gets
Teresa? See, all y'all secret listeners are what it is. See the secret listeners.
They messing up our whole
y'all
thing.
done
Yes.
overrode the whole system. See, if y'all would not be a secret listener, then we would know. Yes, let's go.
Okay.
All right, y'all. We're gonna roll with it. If there's any hang up, I'm gonna come back and give y'all some shout outs for showing us some love. And then
All right.
roll.
So we'll hop back into this before we take a break.
Yes.
So we want to give a huge congratulations to Lauren Corbett Evans.
Yes.
She is the executive director of Tulsa Juneteenth Festival, and she has now been chosen as the 2024 Women of Color Expo Impact Woman of the Year.
She's much
deserved. Yes. You know, I love Impact Woman of the Year. You know, I was have won that and so that it's always exciting to see who is now in our sorority of sisters that have actually received that. So congratulations to you, Lauren. We're super excited for you, and hopefully we'll be able to come and participate and celebrate with you.
The goal is for us to be there. That is a big congratulations.
Yes. We also want to let our listeners know, viewers and listeners, that the Lyles family is needing our help. They're a local family here in Tulsa, but they have lost one of their relatives. Actually, he has been missing for 3 years.
Yeah.
And they have been desperately searching for him. His name is Marco Lyles, and he was last seen in Corpus Christi, Texas. That's where he was residing.
Right.
And they have not been able to locate him. They filed a missing persons report. And so now they feel like they've done all that they can do on that end. So now let's take it to social media. So if you guys go to our World One Development Facebook page, there's a picture of him and what he looks like. So if you are in the Corpus Christi area, or if you're in any area in the United States and you see him,
right,
please let us know. There's links in there that you can click on where you can get to his father and and his other family members. But you guys go look at that, because we want to make sure that we don't want to lose no family members.
No, so y'all be on the lookout, man.
Yes.
3 years is a long time, but
That's
you
a
never
long
know.
time.
It's been
Yes.
longer than that, and you still find your love,
Yes.
because it's an adult
Yes.
person. So follow that.
Lastly, before we kind of get into the show, wanted to let you guys know, well, of course you guys know that we're getting ready to go to Uganda on Monday, right? And so this is an opportunity for you guys to participate, okay? We're going to talk about Uganda a little bit later in the show, but we have some t-shirts that we're going to be giving away to the top 3 donors. So you can go to world1development.com/Uganda-missions to make your donation. Charles is going to hold up this t-shirt to the folks who are watching on the live.
I really want to keep it.
You already have one, bro.
I still want to keep it.
So for those of you who are actually on the live, you can see the t-shirt that we're going to be giving away. It says Overcomers Conference 2024 Uganda on the front. So make a donation. We've already received a $50 donation. So for those of you who want to get one of these t-shirts, we have 3 of them that we are giving away. So please make your donation at, once again, world1development.com/Uganda-missions.
Man, it's been so exciting. I am excited about the trip. The ticket is some of the kids that are going with us. One, they have never even been on a plane.
Yes.
Ever. Now, I don't know how
that's going to work.
You got to fly that long.
Yeah, that's a long flight.
Maybe we need to send them to Dallas tomorrow.
I know, right?
You know what
Give
I mean?
a practice run. Yeah, this is your practice.
Once you get over the Atlantic, you got to go on that little 10 hours to get to the other side. But it just shows that the donations that people have already given is going toward a good cause, because how can you change the world? How can you impact the world if you never get a chance to see the world?
Exactly.
So we are very excited to be taking these high schoolers with us. Man, we got a team of 18.
18.
So we're going to have a good time, man. We're going to roll up. So
we'll tell you guys a little bit later in the show about some of the things that we're going to be doing, and so some of the things that you guys need to be praying for us about while we're over there. So I think we're ready to go ahead and do, are you going to do shout outs?
I'm gonna do some quick shout outs, because I want y'all to get ready, because we're gonna get into our Black History trivia question.
Yes.
Man, it's a lot of secret listeners, y'all.
It's
a lot of secret listeners.
I
don't know why, I don't know what, I don't know who, but let me tell y'all something. They loaded in. Right. That I do see is Mr. AJ Johnson.
Hey, AJ.
Down there in J. Lounge. There.
Hey, sister. Hey, Jeremiah.
Said, what's going on?
Hey, cousin.
Texas in the house. Miss Paige, she said, good afternoon,
hey.
fam. Your mom, my mom is on.
Mommy.
Miss Ernestine Broom is live with us on today.
Hey, Miss Broom.
And we got, Monica.
What?
I
What
missed
are you
you
saying?
there.
Manita.
Man, we got a big announcement coming up with her. She's live on with us as well. And we got many, many others. My cousin Wyletta is on.
Hey,
Man, there's a
Wyletta.
lot of people on. I'm going to come back. And you secret listeners, y'all pull up outside. I'm going to come out there and greet y'all.
Stop
Linda,
it.
she's listening in.
Linda.
And she's Miss Linda Jenkins.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
and
Miss
I
Linda.
saw her. She's way over in some other country alone.
She is. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
But I appreciate you tuning in from that location. We got a loaded show. It's a great show. My Aunt Minnie is on. We had a reunion.
Aunt Minnie,
The whole family.
Yeah.
We
They
still,
turned
the
up.
energy,
They
the
turned
energy
up.
is still there. If y'all don't have family reunions, my advice is have a family reunion.
Absolutely.
Especially in today's
For
time.
sure.
So I love all y'all family. But let's get this show rolling.
Yes. So are we ready for Black History Trivia?
We are. Go ahead and start. Go ahead and start.
Okay, let's just go ahead and start. Okay, Black History Trivia. Who was the first Black psychiatrist in the United States? Can't even see this. I need to put my glasses back on. Dr. Paul Cornely, was it Dr. Solomon Fuller or Dr. Francis Sumner? Start up.
Read it one more time.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
okay, good. Then I get to redeem myself and put my glasses back on.
Right.
Okay. Black History Trivia. Who was the first psychiatrist in the United States? Was it A, Dr. Martin Luther King, B, Dr. Paul Cornely, C, Dr. Solomon Fuller, or D, Dr. Francis Sumner?
Man, that is a good one. The first Black psychiatrist. Now, I know you're not going to get me with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., so I have a dream. I don't think he dreamed about that. I don't think it's Dr. Solomon Fuller, because we just had that. I'm going with
What you going with?
I'm going live.
Oh, JB's trying to fix
it. Faith, welcome to the show, Faith.
Hey.
Faith Wisdom, she going with C.
She's going with C, so that's Faith. Okay.
Man.
Anybody else? Y'all want to try?
JB,
Nobody else?
JB, who you going with?
Yeah.
He getting the sound.
She put a question mark. Now you was Faith. Don't recant now.
She did what I do. When you don't know the answer, you know what you picked. The ACT test says you go with C.
Michael Brewer said C.
Michael Brewer said C too? Those are little Faith. Her name is Faith.
Okay.
C?
You going with D?
The doctor said he's going D.
Okay, let's get you.
Who else? The doctor said C. Man, if it's not C, a lot of people gonna have to come see us.
Right.
Everybody's saying C at this
Jeremiah
moment,
Blackwell, okay.
which is not what I was thinking.
And
I don't want to be a follower.
What was you thinking?
I don't want to be a follower.
Okay, so what
if I
you
get
got?
that many C's on the live, they might be Googling, and I can't. So I'm going with C.
Teresa said C.
By absolute default. And Teresa is in the building too.
All right, y'all. Go ahead and get your live answers in. And we're going to record those. And at the end of the show, we're going to give you the correct answer.
Just like that. We're going to take a real quick break, you guys, because we're going to want to come back and make sure the audio and all that stuff is good, because we got a loaded show, a deep conversation that we definitely need to have right now. We got the medical report, and he is live, and he got backup. So I don't know what's really going on, y'all, but we're going to take a break. This is KBOB 89.9 FM, World One Development News you can use. It's the medical report when we come back with Charles and Damali. Fitting Back In is a reintegration program designed to help those released from prison to fit back into the community as productive, valuable members of society. They help schedule various classes such as anger management, substance abuse, and mental health. They also work with different programs in the community to provide job training. If you or someone you know needs help with resources in career development, employment, or housing, to find out more information, call 918-592-3500 or stop by 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
3600 North Event Center is a full-scale event center, but we share the experience with our community. At the Event Center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, get-togethers, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and exhibit pieces. We're located at 1125 East 32nd Street North. For your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
This is KBOB 89.9 FM World One Development News. You can use Charles and Damali, and we are back.
We are back, and today you guys know what it is. It is the medical. Not that.
Chilling on the corner in my 6 fault. Hypertension and stress. I don't need no more. The doctor's in. Doctor, please help us save the world. Oh, yeah. It's time for the medical report with Dr. Andre Perdue. Right here, right now. With Charles and Damali on World One Development's News You Can Use. What's up, Doc?
Information to give y'all. See, so the devil is a lie. We gonna get it to y'all. Yeah, you gonna play it again? Okay.
All right, so we're going to go with what we do the second Wednesday of every month, which is the medical report with Dr. Andre Perdue and his absolute number one road dog that's with him. I don't know if she's coming on live, but he's here. Doc, how you feeling today?
You on the line,
I'm in the
girl.
support
Hey.
capacity.
You on the line.
Listen, anybody that knows my wife knows that she's great support, but she tends to be in the front.
Yeah.
She tends to be in the front. So, and that's a good thing.
Behind every great man.
It's
That part.
it's a better
Don't
woman.
say that right.
It's a better woman, yeah.
Behind, beside, and in front.
Right.
Depends on what the situation is.
Sometimes
And sometimes putting a foot up in my hind parts.
we go out in front so you can be great.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, baby.
All right. So what are we saying? So Jeremiah is saying it's silent. AJ is saying can't hear you guys.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we.
You can hear? Okay. Yeah. So it's really low. Okay.
Okay.
Well, family, hey. Hey.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
Test,
can
test,
hear
test.
now.
Can y'all hear now?
On the FM is still rolling. The FM is rolling good. But
Hey, family, hang in there with us. Hang in there with us.
Yeah. We're trying to make it happen. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah.
We good.
All right. So I think
All
we're
right,
good
all right.
now.
I think we good.
No phone.
Yes.
And you guys give us a thumbs up out there. Let us know
Yeah.
everything's everything.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Okay, so today you guys know what it is. It is the second Wednesday of every month. And we always have Dr. Andre Perdue in studio giving us some tips and some, thoughts about good health. So, Dr. Perdue, how are you doing today?
You know what? I'm doing fantastic. First, I'm with my heart and soul. My wife sitting here next to me.
Yes.
But you know what? I'm also, just as importantly, with family. I think I've missed you guys the last. It feels like 2 months because I know we were in Los Angeles for one of those, and I think the other it was a day I was on call in the middle of a procedure. So I'm just happy to be here with y'all.
Yes, and we're happy to have you because we had to be you. And I think we did a really good job. I'm just going to say.
We got to get the camera switcher because what we're doing today is when it's on Dr. Fairdew and he's talking, it's on us and vice versa.
Oh,
So we
okay.
got to find a way to not. It's going to be like, we can't hear them and they confused.
Yeah.
But it's not that, y'all. We're not confused.
Yeah, we're just trying to get stuff fixed.
Every now and then, there's a little something go on like that.
Technology.
But yeah, so we actually, I think we did a really good job of being Dr. Fardu, but it's always better when you're in here with your wisdom.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So tell our listeners though, because there may be some folks who are online that have not had the pleasure of meeting you.
Okay.
So tell them who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Dr. Andre Ferdue. I'm the medical director of the neuroscience program at Hillcrest Medical Center. My wife and I and our three beautiful children have been here in Tulsa for 9 years. So I think we actually started. We came to town, I believe it was in May of 2015. I think I started working sometime in June of 2015. So it has been a fantastic journey. Met some amazing people. Yourselves definitely included in that, highest on the list of all of that. And we have had a partnership. I think it's 4 years.
4
Yes,
years.
I think it's 4 years.
Wow.
With the main
Like
focus of just trying to pour medical knowledge into our community.
Sure.
We have an offshoot program called Our Community, Our Health. That's that meets every Friday at noon, where we talk about a variety of issues, whether they be physiological issues, mental issues, as well as some financial, as well as some non-traditional types of medicine, whether that be chiropractic medicine and things of that sort. So, our ultimate goal has been, just to be able to pour into our community. So. We have some feeling of comfort when it comes to having difficult conversations about health.
So, and then you have your lovely wife in the studio, my sister
Yes,
and
she is.
friend.
Our sister.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, our sister.
Our sister.
Big chair. Okay.
Yeah, right.
fine.
Our sister. She said mine. It's an ownership thing.
She
You can't take complete ownership
did.
like this. It's our family together.
But I got it. It's
Yes,
You got
yes.
it. You get the point. It's a sisterhood.
Yeah.
So Miss Jolie is in the studio with us today. So she's going to sit in and actually give commentary. So I am happy that she's here because now we got 2 girls
Yes,
and
it's
3
balanced.
guys. Yeah,
Just like that.
a little more balance.
A little more
balance. Yeah, because normally the guys they try to override.
I
you
know they
so.
do, but they can't.
Yeah.
No, we know we can't.
Right.
So today, what we're going to talk about, it's a crazy time for us right now
Yes, it
in
is.
the United States because it is election season.
It is.
Every 4 years we go through this, and every 4 years it seems like it's a drain, on just your morale and everything, because it just seems like, and I'll just say for me personally, people start just pulling out the dirt and just throwing, it's just like, guys, can we just do a clean campaign?
Right.
I don't
No.
know what happened, and why we feel like we need to do that in order to leverage.
Yeah.
But so what we're going to talk about today is politics and mental health.
Man.
And how are people faring, with the two right about now? So first of all, let's give a little commentary. So when we talk about mental health, what does that entail from a doctor's perspective?
Well, mental health really is just how do you feel about yourself in the stressors and challenges of the world, and so there are different manifestations of mental health related issues, whether it be depression
Right.
or anxiety. Those tend to occur when negative stressors come into your life, whether they be internal or external. There's some belief that some people believe that all stress is bad. That's not true. There are positive stressors, but those are the stressors that we have the ability to manage. If we didn't have some stress, then there really wouldn't be much of a benefit of us trying to get better in whatever we do, whether it's reaching a deadline on an article that we're writing, or whether it's making a jump shot with 2 seconds left in the game. So how we manage stress plays a prominent role in whether it is a negative stressor or a positive stressor. Women have a tendency to be a little bit better at times in stress management because they're better at multitasking.
Right.
We as men, well, let me speak more for just for myself. I'm under the impression that, and my wife constantly tells me this, that I manage. I think that I'm managing my stress better than I actually am, because we have a tendency to want to compartmentalize. But the problem is you got to go back to that compartment at some time.
At some point,
And
right.
so it's
Right.
almost better to be able to put that stressor in a place where it's not doing you harm, to move on to the next thing. And women do have a tendency to do some of those things better than men do.
I want to just point out that a medical professional just said that women handle that better. I just want
See
to point
that?
that
That
out.
Trying to make it
Checkmate.
official for all of y'all that's tuning in.
See, that's why it's good to have your sister
Yeah.
on the line.
And that was my wife speaking, of course. So we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're going to say a quick shout out to,
Yeah.
man. I just want to say I appreciate we got a lot of people on the live. It's like
Yeah.
1.6. There's a lot of people on. St. Louis just checked in. Mr. Lamar Powell, Polo Powell, my frat brother, he said he all the way in from St. Louis.
All right,
Yes,
all right.
hey,
We're going to
hey,
get
hey.
into the conversation of politics and mental
Yeah.
health. And
Yes.
does that affect our mental health? Real quick, we have K.E. Duncan.
Kara.
With Oprah on. Kara Duncan. With Oprah on. You know, we
Yes.
up for an Emmy. If y'all
All right.
didn't know.
Hey.
Y'all posted.
Yes,
Appreciate
indeed.
you
Yes,
tuning
indeed.
in.
Yes.
Okay, Damali, let's get back to the topic. You got a little commentary. We're
Yes.
going to jump into it.
So, thank you, Dr. Perdue, for that.
Yes.
So, I found this article. I'm always finding stuff, with little tidbits about mental health. And what it's the name of the title of the article is "Here's the Mental Health Toll of America's Corrosive Political Climate."
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty interesting, just
Yeah.
because it had corrosive. I was like,
right.
yeah, that's it, you know. But what it says, they did a survey. There was a survey done of 1,500 registered voters in the United States. And they asked certain questions. And one of the questions that they asked was, if politics is a source of stress, nearly 2/3 of the registered voters said yes. Specifically, 64% said that politics is at least a minor source of stress for them, while nearly 1 in 5, or 18%, described it as a major source of stress.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then here is another one that I wanted to point out. The results also show that nearly 1 in 6 Americans, or 15%, reported losing sleep over politics during the past month. The trend is slightly more common among Democrats and Republicans, with 19.7% of Democrats reporting a loss of sleep over political stress, as compared to 13.6% of Republicans reporting a loss of sleep.
And let's unpack a little bit of this, because that was already a lot right
Yes.
there. So we'll just go to us personally.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of people on the live. So when we think about politics and stress, whether it's at home, at work, when you're just out and about trying to get your hair done somewhere, Dr. Perdue, how do you see that? Do you deal when you think about, man, it's politics season? Are you kind of like, oh my goodness, I go to work, it's going to be on this news station, this is what's
Yes.
going on, and it is a stressor.
Listen, Woo. Yes, it's a huge source of stress, and one of the challenges that's really transpired probably over the last, I'd say, probably 20 years, is the fact that the amount of civility that is demonstrated by so-called intelligent people who have been put in office to follow the instructions of their constituents is gone.
Wow.
It seems like everyone is saying something derogatory about someone else. No one wants to work with anyone else. When you were voted in office to do that. I mean, there hasn't been any important political decisions that have been made since this country was in its origin that did not have some type of bipartisanship understanding that this is what is best for Americans in general. And so most people walk into that arena feeling negatively just because the politicians themselves, the way that they carry themselves.
Right.
Listen, when at the hospital, Fox News is on all the time.
Yeah.
And literally, I have to make my way through, that particular area to get to another area where I can eat in peace. So, yes, huge stressors. The frustration that we run into is the fact that, we can have a conversation. We can disagree, but we can have a conversation and we can be civil.
Right.
Why can't the same thing transpire to a representative of ours speaking with a representative from another group in regards to what's best for us as Americans in general?
So, just to your point, when you just said that you had to meander through, all of this news, and negativity to just go to eat your lunch,
Yeah.
right? Here's another stat. They say that 46% of registered voters reported having spent more time than they'd like thinking about politics over the past month. And that given that half of the registered voters, or 59.6%, indicate that people in their social network talk about politics at least once a day, with 20.7% indicating they encounter such posts several times a day.
Yeah.
Man,
So
Joe.
it's like you're bombarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jolie, jump in there. So do you feel like when it's time to vote and all that's going on that it gets a little uneasy in different places that you go?
Absolutely. Even in my house, there.
That's why I say homework or play.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, there are times when I want to watch, like, say, the debates, just so that I can know how ridiculous each side is.
Right.
So I can speak intelligently on it when someone brings up some other more ridiculous point in front of me. I want to be able to speak intelligently on it. But my husband is so done with being bombarded all day with
right.
it.
Right.
He doesn't want to discuss it or look at it or hear it at all in the house. And then I really wanted to bring up, though, how politics are affecting the younger generation, our newer voters.
Yes.
Our kids, we have two fairly new voters, and they're fed up with how our politicians on both sides are representing themselves, to the point to where we have one that doesn't even want to vote.
Wow.
They say, what's the point? They say that, certain parties are going to do whatever they want anyway. They're going to use their money and their power to sway it anyway. So what's the point of voting? I have another one who's saying, Ma, can Jesus just come back tomorrow?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like, I'm over it.
He's
Let the
so
Redeemer-
over it.
Yeah.
He is so over it.
I love it.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I don't think that they're having a very positive impact on the new voters. At least we have a history.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the live. I'm going to go to the live. So I didn't forget
Right.
about y'all. I'm
Right.
here. So Mr. A.J. Johnson down in Little Rock, Arkansas said, I just went 7 days watching no news. I only watch ESPN, movies, weather, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes you may, for your mental health,
Yep.
you
gotta
literally have
block
to
it
say,
out
because
on
it's going to stay
purpose.
the same.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah.
Let me just stay off the news
Yeah.
for a little bit to get my mental health
Yes,
right.
yes.
And then Teresa Elliott, my sister, says mudslinging, no good bills passed, especially with this bunch of low intelligent going on individuals. Now, the live said that, y'all. We didn't say that on KBOB 89.9 FM. But Damali, for yourself, just personally, because we deal with news, we deal with media. Then we're going to go to JB Smooth, because he always talking politics. How do you feel it? How do you feel it is, Damali, for your mental health?
Well, I mean, so I would say, and I think we talked about this last week when we had Monroe Nichols on, that, for me, it's kind of discouraging. I mean, like, I watched the presidential debate, and in my mind, I was thinking, like, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Period. Like, the behavior on both sides was so bad and juvenile. In my mind, I'm thinking, so this is the best representation that
Absolutely.
the United
Right.
States has.
This is all we have.
Yep.
This is, I mean,
I have
of
to choose
all
the
the
lesser
people.
of two evils.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
And, if you look at the reputation that Americans have when we go to foreign countries, a lot of
my
times
goodness.
I
it's
know.
negative because of the fact that the thought process is, well, hey, you guys have everything,
Yeah.
and you guys are kind of like looking down on us. Now it's not that. Now
Right.
it's more of a matter, but it's almost comical. It's like, wow, you voted that person in office.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What
And-
is wrong with your country?
Exactly.
And for people that don't get to travel, you don't get that. But
No.
when,
Right.
people, when you say America, you are a representative
Yes, you are.
Exactly.
of America. They want to speak politics. They
Oh,
want to
yeah.
speak
Yeah.
this. So
Oh no, we actually went to Paris, and people, someone actually said that to me.
Oh, wow.
They said, "You actually voted for?" I said, "No, I didn't."
I
And this
didn't.
was back
Yeah.
when we had different leadership, but
Right.
I
Yeah.
was like, "No, not everybody."
Right.
I don't know if you know how it works,
right.
Yeah.
But,
but not
no,
everybody voted that way. So
Just
they
Yeah.
really do look down on us.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, JB, now you travel about the countryside from East Coast to the West Coast. So when you out on the road, is it a political thing going on, or what you get from it?
Definitely political. I mean, you see a lot of Southern America, Northern America, the northern states like your Iowas, your Nebraskas, your Kansas, going up into the mountains. You see a lot of Trump support. You see a visual representation of what he represents. In the South, you don't see it as much, but it's there. Yeah, Trump, the amount of support Trump gets, regardless of what he does, is really the craziest part. And then if you switch sides and go Joe Biden, not Joe Budden, but Joe Biden.
He might be a better candidate.
I think everybody knows that he was like 97 years old when he was elected as vice president. And he has gotten
97.
He was 97.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, he was old.
He's
That's the point
old.
he's trying to make.
From the beginning.
He's
From the get-go.
He's old, and I mean, he did his time with Barack Obama, and now he's doing his own thing. And I mean, I think a lot of that stress you're talking about has taken a toll on him.
Mm-hmm.
He said he had to stop taking interviews and and correspondence with news and media after 8 p.m. because he needs to get more sleep. And I'm guessing that might be true.
You know what? But, there's some truth to that because if you guys stop and think about when Barack Obama went into office, remember he was black-headed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
By the time he got done with his 2 terms, he's white-headed.
Yeah.
8
So
years,
that,
was a
I
lot.
mean, that's a
Every
lot.
president aged
What
over
did
dramatically over their 4 years.
Yeah.
Every
Did
president.
A lot of stress.
I think my mental health was better until I watched the debate. It got much worse.
Seriously, no.
I mean, I think I'm okay because I didn't know what to
Right.
expect.
Right.
Well, listen, you know what?
Ignorance is bliss.
Listen,
Yes.
you see the same type of interaction on a playground with 2 third graders fighting over a juice box.
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
And so you're looking at, and I think the important thing that I want people to walk away with this is, listen, you know what? I think most of us are, dissatisfied with this process.
Yes.
But you know what? Some important things to keep in mind are the fact that, listen, your local municipalities are the ones that are going to mostly affect your day-to-day life.
Right.
So if the president makes a decision, you know what? That decision may not have any direct influence on you. Now, the
Correct.
Supreme Court might. But, your local municipalities, your mayor, your city council, those individuals, those are the ones that are going to primarily be the ones affecting your day-to-day life. And listen, you have opportunities to be involved locally, which will affect you better. Also, it's important to look for commonalities. You know what?
Right.
I may not believe everything that the Republicans may end up saying, but that doesn't mean there can't be some commonality in some of the things that we say.
Right,
But listen, there needs to be civility, and if there's not civility, we don't need to have a conversation.
Right.
Because if I have to raise up 2 or 3 decibels to get my point across, then that's a conversation that's not worth having, because that's an individual that's not hearing me, and I don't need to allow my blood pressure to be elevated like
And
that.
two points I just would like to make to piggyback on what he's saying.
Right.
Getting involved with local powers is hugely important. And I know for myself, when I start to look at it and get all swept up in what's going on politically, I
Right.
feel sometimes very helpless and powerless.
Yes.
Like I don't have any control over what's going on with my life. And focusing on a more local election or a local law or bill or some way I can activate myself locally
Right.
helps me feel like I'm getting some of my power back.
Right.
Or like what I say, I have some control over what's happening.
Yes.
The other piece is when I feel out of control and like I feel a little, what's the use in anything?
Right.
That's when I have to go back to remembering that no matter what happens in the top leadership of the country,
Right.
God is still in control
Amen.
of
That
what's
part.
happening
That should really
Yes,
be.
indeed.
every day.
Yes,
And
indeed.
Yes.
that's where I get my peace. That's where I get my
Yes, indeed.
comfort. So that's what I have to go back to. I find I go back there more and more.
And I'll ask State Representative Monroe Nichols that question with him running for mayor, because sometimes the mayor of your city, which is the CEO of your own local,
Right.
I said, man, what can you do to help us navigate if elected?
Right.
Because that's an important piece. Because
Yeah,
if your
sure.
mayor can give you peace within your city,
Yes.
and hopefully your governor can do something to give maybe your state,
Well,
hopefully, preferably.
well.
But it does make a huge difference.
It
But
does.
what goes on at the top still trickles down.
Yes.
So your local officials will be the ones fighting for you, trying to protect you. So your local city councilors and
Yep.
your senators and state representatives and all of
Yep.
that, make sure you be in tune
Yes.
with your judges, your DAs, and all those
Yes.
kind
Yes,
of
indeed.
commissioners
Yes.
because they're going to affect you day to day.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give you guys. I found this, and so you guys tell me what you think about it. Okay. So it's called the 5-minute morning.
Uh-oh, we trying
Okay.
to help somebody.
And it says basically what this does is it sets off a series of positive reactions, just like dominoes toppling. Okay?
Okay.
So in minute 1, when you wake up, in minute 1, it says drink water, make the bed, and stretch. So
He would love that.
okay, so for
He
me,
would love it if I
Yeah.
did that.
Yes, indeed.
Said that would be great.
Yeah, that would be
like
great.
Tony the Tiger said, that'd be great.
Great. Yes, indeed.
so but for me, I changed this for myself because I feel like you need to pray first.
Yes.
You know, so my number 1 is going to be pray first, then drink water, make the bed, and stretch. Okay. So in minutes 2 and 3, it says choose to wear something awesome, brush your teeth, and set intentions for the day.
And nothing else, just brush your teeth. I mean, if you forget all.
Hey, listen, everybody else will be happy about that.
Nothing
Show.
else.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, I'm just playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. In minute 4, do breathing exercises and meditation. And then in minute 5, listen to upbeat music, write a to-do list, and message a loved one.
Okay.
Wow, I do most of that. What about you? How y'all faring on that?
I would like to add one more
Okay.
in there somewhere.
Okay.
Look in the mirror and state positive facts. What I have started doing.
Yeah, I like that.
I've started looking, I have lists that I cover. I look at myself in the mirror and I say, you are beautiful, you are intelligent, you are kind, you are smart, you are capable, and you are, well, I add another one, and you are successful.
Awesome.
I like it.
I like that.
I love
So,
it.
So I'll tell you guys this. This is another stat, and I'll drop this here, and we can kind of marinate on it. But when we talk
Try
about
to get
stats,
JJ to put that on you because yeah, I don't want you to think you went from fair skin to light skin.
yeah.
I'm just trying to keep everybody in
Change
order.
it in there. I know. So just marinate on this. Racial mental health disparities cost taxpayers $278 billion from 2016 to 2020. The U.S. had nearly 117,000 premature mental and behavioral health related deaths among indigenous and racial or ethnic minorities during that same time period.
wow.
Black individuals had the same mental and behavioral health care as their white if black individuals had the same mental and behavioral health care as their white peers, there would be a cost savings of $131.6 billion. And if Hispanic people had the same mental and behavioral care, the cost savings would be $114.5 billion.
Damali for president. Dr.
That's
Purdy.
right.
That's the kind of stuff in the debate I want to hear. Things we can do
Yes.
to make our.
Yes.
What you think about that, Dr. Purdy?
Well, you know what? It's living in the world of medicine. I see that. I see it. I see it every day. And so, it's unfortunate that we live in the wealthiest country in the world, and we still have the disparities that we have
Right.
for people of color. It's unfortunate, and it would be great if that should actually be one of the primary political conversations: is how do we give. How do we have justice for all? How do we have equality for
Right.
all? But again, the way the political structure is now, that's not necessarily highest on their agenda.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it can't be highest on our agenda.
Sure.
And so whether that is spending the time that we spend educating in our community, whether it's giving time at our local municipalities, whether it's going to your church and tithing and doing the things that need to do so that we can help the people in our community. Ultimately, we're going to have to help ourselves, because the way that the political structure has been over the last 10 years or so, you may not get a whole lot of help from anybody else.
True.
Right.
We do need to help ourselves, but I would love to see some incentives for us to have more mental health care providers that look like us, because having tried to seek one out for our family member, it was next to impossible to
Wow.
find a mental health care provider that looked like us to treat a family member. And it shouldn't be that way. And that's one of the rate limiting factors why I believe we don't seek out enough mental health care. I mean, and it's not like people who don't look like us can't
Right,
help us,
right.
Right.
but I think one of the problems with the barrier is we're hesitant to go because we don't feel like they're going to understand.
Right.
And in many cases, they don't.
And when you're dealing with your health, you want to be
Correct.
confident
That
you
they're
know,
gonna understand
that
and
they're
hear
gonna
you.
understand, right?
Yes.
Because you don't want nobody operating you, especially if they got to go inside and do something. Let's
Well,
go to
whether
the
it's
live.
inside cutting you or in your mind.
I know. Either way it
Either
goes,
way.
we're going to take a real quick break, y'all. I know we're going deep, and more people are jumping on the live, and I'm going to get to some of the questions, I promise, live when I come back. Appreciate Doc being here, as always, on the second Wednesday of every month. And Jodie done joined in, and she adding some meat and potatoes
Right.
to this conversation. But we're going to take a real quick break right here on KBOB 89.9 FM. Somebody said Project 2025, that agenda. We're going to talk about it just a little bit when we come back, y'all.
The Juice Radio Show and KBOB 89.9 would like to say thank you to all of our listeners and sponsors who donate to help keep our media program alive, reaching the community. The Juice Radio Network continues to expand as influencers in the community of North Tulsa and beyond, but can't do that without your help. That's why it's important that we as a community continue to support the Juice Radio Show and keep 89.9 on the air. The community not only deserves this service, but needs this service. Let's continue to support the mission and giving a voice to the voiceless and donate to the Juice Radio Show. The Juice Radio Show is a nonprofit 501c3 powered by KBOB 89.9 and Eden Media Services, operating solely off the gifts, donations, and contributions made by listeners like yourself. All donations made to the Juice Radio Show are tax deductible and can be sent to 1216 North Lansing Avenue, Suite D, Tulsa, Oklahoma 74106.
It's Tulsa, Tulsa. I see you here in Tulsa. I'm in Tulsa chillin'.
We appreciate your continued support and thanks for listening to KBOB 89.9 FM.
EduRec is a youth and family fun center located at 5424 North Madison Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. At EduRec, we offer a host of activities for children and families of the Tulsa community at little to no cost. To find out about the many programs, activities, and services offered at EduRec, please visit our website, www.edurectulsa.com, or just give us a call at 918-430-3947.
Fitting Back In is a reintegration program designed to help those released from prison to fit back into the community as productive, valuable members of society. They help schedule various classes such as anger management, substance abuse, and mental health. They also work with different programs in the community to provide job training. If you or someone you know needs help with resources in career development, employment, or housing, to find out more information, call 918-592-3500 or stop by 2121 North Harper Avenue, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. KBOB 89.9 FM, World Development News. You can use Charles and Damali. We're trying to play some music to encourage you to move. So
Yeah.
move. So
Trying to-
move.
yeah, hey,
We're going to be all right, y'all. We're going to be all right. We're talking about mental health and politics. How are we dealing with it? We on Greenwood, Black Wall
Yeah.
Street here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So we kind of unpacking it from an African-American perspective. But this is for everybody, y'all.
Yes.
Because our mental health, hey, black, white, green, or yellow.
Right.
We got to get through
Gotta
this
get
thing
it together.
And at some point, we got to do this thing together.
So I'm going to hit a couple of the comments on the live feed. So Jeremiah says, Project 2025 is the thing coming if we don't vote heavily Democratic. Narissa said that this is something that she was talking about with her father just in the last hour or so about Project 2025 and the Project 2025 agenda. Teresa says, true, we will regret it. Okay. And we talked about this a little bit on our last show, I believe it was. We talked about Project 2025.
Can I add Brewer?
Oh,
'cause he's
I
my
didn't see
partner.
Michael. Go ahead.
Michael Brewer said, I hear people talking about politics at work every day in the break room. I can't even enjoy my break. I don't even go in there no more.
Right.
So now you're talking about a person that just going to work to say, man,
Yep.
I can't even go to the break
Yep.
room because the politics is so...
He can't even get a break in the break
He
room.
can't even take a break in the
Right.
break at work. So what you saying, at home, at work, and when
Yeah.
you out just playing, going to the gym or whatever you do, this is just a topic
You
of
just
discussion.
get bombarded
Yeah.
just constantly.
And it's not healthy.
Right.
That's That's
right.
what we're talking about, our own mental health.
Right. So, if you guys do not know about Project 2025 and the Project 2025 agenda, you need to go. This is a time when you need to Google.
For
Okay.
real, yeah.
And this is serious business. You guys need to Google. I will just name a couple of the things that I saw on Project 2025. There's a laundry list of them. But one thing that some of the things that I saw was banning African American and gender studies in all levels of education, eliminating unions and all worker protections, eliminating Social Security for the elderly and the disabled, condemning single mothers while encouraging a traditional family, banning books and curriculum regarding slavery, even though that's a part of our history, right? And pack the Supreme Court with extreme far-right judges. You know, through the Heritage Foundation, that's also something that you need to look up. The Heritage Foundation is actually the one who actually put this together, this point system. But you guys need to know this stuff. When you go to the polls and you cast your vote, understand that there's stuff like this out here. Or if you choose not to vote, right, then basically you're giving that vote to them.
I can tell you when I hear that, what I see is nothing but division.
Yes.
It's making what this world is going to be the haves and the have-nots. And to me, that sounds like about like slavery. You better be careful, because if you don't vote and you don't do what you need to do, when you can start passing stuff like this, anything is possible. And you got to also remember, in many states, if you didn't know, slavery is still legal.
Yes,
I don't know if a
absolutely.
lot of people knew that.
They're
You
not,
know,
it's
that's
not
why
off
you
the
always got to lock in the KBOB where we get to tell our story our way. So slavery is still legal in a lot of states, and a lot of people don't know that. But when you hear about projects like this, you got to do your homework. So when these local officials or whomever come to you, ask them how they feel about it.
Yeah.
Because if you on top of it, now you know if they lying or telling you the
Right.
truth.
Yeah.
Right.
You know. So let me just ask this. I think a lot of
Before
times.
you ask your question,
Go ahead.
Jeremiah says Project 2025 will get rid of all mental health. You know, so when you look at this list of things, because like you said, it's just really, this is just hate. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's do this. We have so many
Legalized hate.
people,
Yeah.
a lot of people listening in, and we are talking about mental health and politics. So just in case a candidate don't know what we're looking for, you know, character, integrity, and all those things are critically important. But when you're listening, Dr. Fredu, give some of the people, because they listen in too. What are you really looking for? What do you really want to hear from your politician or candidate?
Listen, I want my politician to be honest.
Yeah.
I want my politician to be transparent. Listen, you know, you may not necessarily agree with all of my views, and that's okay. But you know what? If you're honest, you're transparent, you're accountable, you're dependable. I mean, these are basic things that, listen, when you hire somebody for a job,
Right.
you know, these aren't any special qualities. You want the individual that you hire to mow your lawn to be honest about the work that they've done,
Right.
to be transparent if there's something they can't do, to tell you, to be dependable, to show up on time, and to be accountable if they do a bad job.
Right.
So, you know, we're not asking for something over the moon. Those are just basic characteristics of just living in a civil society. And what people don't understand is that if you don't vote and something like this comes down the pocket, which it likely will, when you have a society of have and have-nots, if you look at history, you know, every great empire falls as you get further and further out from the common good.
Right.
When you have the rich and wealthy and on one end of the spectrum, and then you have everybody else that are without, they get to a point where it's like, look, you know, we need to even these odds up.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Can I add to that even in hip hop right now, you see a lot of artists, rappers especially the more mature artists that have been in the game for a while. They have started speaking out on, frivolous spending, buying jewelry, and trying to encourage the youngsters on
smart.
a better way of thinking and to not just idolize things out there in the hip hop world, because they're trying to change the way they think.
Yeah.
You know, change the perception of what they've seen for so long.
Yeah.
Jody, same question for you. When these candidates, they is throwing mud, and it's just so negative. But for some of them, and a lot of them listening in, what do Jolie really want to hear about if you're gonna get your vote?
I would like a representative that considers the larger. They want the most good for the largest population, and that they're looking to help those who need help helping themselves.
I like that.
Not that they want to continually have a handout. They want to be able to do for themselves, but help them to be able to help themselves. Try and level the playing field a little bit. You know, and I, as a voter, I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit if that means we're going to help those who need help the most.
Right.
I don't want my money to continue to go to those who find loopholes so that they don't have to give their fair share.
Right.
That's what I'm tired of.
Yeah.
Right, that's it. Damali, you, because I know you go deep. You got the grandbabies running around,
Right.
but these they out here saying all kind of stuff. But what is Damali listening for versus what you hear?
I think that I agree with the comments that have already been made, but I think that I also want something that, a candidate who's going to be focusing on the future and the next generation. Like, the laws that are being enacted, how is that going to affect my grandkids and my great grandkids, right? Is it going to negatively impact them or create a situation where they're stressed out, like we have been, because of, these laws that are out now? Or is it going to create a situation where things are better for them and we can start living, in a more equal world than we are living in right now?
Yeah, and I'll say this real quick because I know we got to switch gears to talk about quality of life and how you do in the U.S. versus other countries. But I just want to say, I'm just looking for a candidate that's looking to bring us together. And I mean, everybody got their favorite president, but I just feel like whether you agree or disagree with Barack, I just felt like he was about bringing us together.
Right.
It was like you this and you that. Like now I say, you Democrats and you, it's like it's separate because whoever going to be the president, you're going to be the president of the United States of America for
We're
everybody.
both. Everybody lives there.
So I just really, just to start out, because mainly if you're up there debating, you should have a lot of the other stuff I'm looking for. But I'm really looking for somebody to say black, white, green, or yellow. In my candidacy, or if I'm your president, I want to find a way to bring us all together.
Right.
To sit down at the table together. And I want to make sure the poor, the rich, and everybody's included in what it is that's what gives me a comfort. And I think some of the mental health for me and others may do a lot better because now when you go to work, your conversation came from the top about how we work together. So hopefully now at work you talk about that. At home you talk about that, and you're talking about those things versus what we get now. So
it's set from the top down.
From the top down.
Absolutely. So the next thing we're going to talk about, and we're going to hit this briefly because we understand about the time here. So we want to talk about where the United States is ranked. We talked about, us being, one of the richest countries in the world and what that looks like. But, we got some problems, just like with any other country. They got problems. And so I did a little bit of research and found out that America is ranked number 12 in quality of life out of all of the countries, according to the Quality of Life Index, which I didn't even know there was such a thing. But according to the Quality of Life Index, we have 185.1%, which that is of our quality of the Quality of Life Index. So number one, I was curious, like, okay, who's number one?
Right.
Is what I want to know. I want to compare apples to apples. Luxembourg. Is actually the number one country in the world as far as quality of life. So their number on the index is 219.3, whereas we are at 185.1.
Can we just hit the top 10 of the countries?
And does the quality of life include diversity?
So part of it does.
Okay.
Part of it does. So there's a whole index. So there is a whole, if you just Google the quality of life and mental health for the world, right? So according to this, there's a quality of life index, there's a purchasing power index, there's a safety index, a healthcare index, a cost of living, property price to income ratio. So there's like this whole big thing, everything is about numbers. So that's what I'm learning, is that everything is about the numbers. But Luxembourg, they actually are the greenest, cleanest, and safest country in the world. They've been named the safest city in the world by experts, by Mercer's, this is in 2019, Quality of Living City Ranking. They have the best world-class social, health, and education system, which are extremely attractive for professionals. So that's why they choose to move there. And they also, their natural environment they said is cozy, small town flair, but also the safety that it provides and the political and economic stability of the country is why they are number one.
Yeah.
Man,
It's a
so
democratic country.
I don't know.
Yeah, they
Okay.
are.
Whole
Yeah.
time I'm thinking Broken Arrow or Owasso.
watch out, Broken Arrow. I'm gonna go to the live just because I don't want to lose our live engagements. I'm just gonna
Right.
touch on these and come right back because I
Yes.
just want to do the top 10 countries to
Yes.
live in. I mean, we
All right.
12.
Yeah.
We just kind of inquiry minds want to know. I want to know.
Inquiring
Okay, so you got-
minds, I
yeah.
do.
Yeah, but AJ said look into laws in your government in your own town to see what's going on and how that can maybe affect you. So look into your own laws, and I think that's true. I do that. Actually, Worldwide Rodeo.
Hey,
Mr.
hey,
Kool-Aid
what's
to
happening,
tune in.
Kool-Aid?
He said, "What's up, my people? Welcome to the show." And then Narissa, you want to read what she
Said
said?
650,000 plus population in Luxembourg. Perhaps it's easier to stay on common accord.
Yeah.
You know,
That's another
Smaller
difference.
countries,
smaller
yeah.
countries.
Smaller
yeah.
countries.
Let's go
Yeah.
top 10.
Oh, and she says Luxembourg has a monarchy.
Oh, it's a monarchy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Democracy.
Let's do the top 10
The top
countries.
10?
Yeah.
So the top 10 countries, Luxembourg is number 1. Number 2 is the Netherlands. Number 3 is Denmark. Number 4 is Oman. Number 5 is Switzerland. Number 6 is Finland. Number 7 is Iceland. Number 8 is Austria. Number 9 is Norway. Number 10 is Sweden. Number 11 is Australia. And then number 12 is the United States.
What you think about that, Dr. Ferdu, that list?
Well, listen, you know what? If you look at all of those countries, they're all small.
Right.
And when
Right.
and they're all very homogeneous.
Yeah, I was
Right.
thinking that.
So the fact that they're small, they're homogeneous, it's easier to be on one accord.
Right.
You look at the United States. The United States
Yeah.
is the ultimate melting
Yes,
pot.
it is.
Right.
And
Yeah,
so,
right.
with that being
More people,
said,
more problems.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, more people, more problems. And you know what? Also, the more diverse your community is,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate,
agree.
but man needs to feel better than
Yeah.
the next man to some degree.
Right.
I think that's built in our DNA, unfortunately. Well, when you're living in a very, very diverse society, then you have a lot of people to choose from to try to think that you may be better than,
Yeah.
even if you're not.
Right.
So, that's great. Those are great places to visit. But you know what? Because of their small size, because of their homogeneous background, it's a lot easier. 'Cause it'd be interesting to see where is Russia in that process, where is Spain in
Yeah.
that
Right.
process,
Yeah.
or different different parts of Spain, because we love Spain.
Yeah.
Spain.
Some of those
Portugal.
places are the same size as regular cities.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
And-
listen. Los Angeles is larger than every one of those.
Oh,
communities.
wow. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's something to think about. That's something to
LA
think about.
has 10 million people
Yep.
in it.
Yeah.
I don't think any of those have 10 million
No.
people.
And I believe that most of those countries it's illegal for a citizen to carry a handgun.
Wow.
You know
Yeah.
what? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
You're right. Yeah. So, and then
makes a lot of
let's
sense.
say
It
this:
does.
20. The United States is 29th for World Depressive Disorders.
29.
29th.
Well,
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
that makes sense.
Doc said, "Yikes."
That is like, yikes. You got
Yikes.
Nick Jolie like, yeah, that makes sense.
So then I pulled this information from the American Public Health Association, and they said it's called the Healthiest Nation infographic. It says that Americans live shorter lives and suffer more health problems than peers in other high-income countries.
I can see that.
It also says that Americans believe they are the healthiest in the world, but we're really ranked 34 in life expectancy. It says that even our most advantaged people live shorter lives than peers in other countries. And they say what impacts your health is health care, education, income opportunity and mobility, climate and environment, food and nutrition, neighborhoods, behavior and choices, and the inequities in these factors have greater impact on the health of people of color. We trail other countries in most areas affecting health. They say nearly 50% of Americans suffer from preventable chronic diseases, which you say all the time.
And what do you think is the main culprit for that, Dr. Ferdu?
Well, I think access to care plays a prominent role. I think education plays a prominent role. You have a pretty big disparity between the groups that are that have and have not. And so if you are part of those individuals who live very close to the poverty line, you just don't have access to food. You don't have access to medical care. You don't have great educational systems to help get you out of that.
Right.
So, again, you create an environment of the have and have-nots, and then with Project 2025, that disparity is going to only get larger.
It's worse.
So, right.
Mine
I
is
think.
I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, it's multi-layered because even though those who don't have access to food, even those who do have access to food, they're pumping so many unhealthy things into our food.
I know.
We can't get a break, and so our country is surviving off of ingesting unhealthy food, needing medications to offset the conditions that is created by that unhealthy food, coupled with a sedentary lifestyle. Nobody likes to have to walk anywhere. Many European countries walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So,
So
you're right.
So all of those things compound our bad health.
Yeah.
So that adds to so what this article says is that only 3% of healthcare spending is on prevention and public health programs. That the U.S. ranks 21st in high school graduation rates. So you're talking about education. That the U.S. has higher rates of poverty, greater income inequality, and less economic mobility than other high-income countries. And then this one it got me. We are overfed and undernourished.
Exactly.
It
That's
says
what I'm saying.
Americans eat the most calories.
Yes.
And 2/3 are overweight or obese.
Yeah.
And so before I lost 32 pounds, I was considered obese. I didn't feel like I was obese, but that's what the chart said. I was
Yeah.
obese. 37% of the U.S. Adults eat vegetables less than once a day,
Yep.
and 16 million children go to sleep hungry. They said
Man.
where we live should be safe and have accessible places to walk, exercise, and play, just like you said. Gun homicides here are 20 times higher than in peer countries, and nearly 50% of Americans live in communities with unhealthy levels of air pollution.
How many kids go to sleep hungry? 16 million?
16 million.
That's depression, Jody. What
That
you think
is-
about
man,
that?
that's
Children,
terrible.
not grown folks.
Look,
16 million.
The kids need to be our first level of importance.
There you go.
And look, now this might be a little off topic, but I did just see a movie
Uh-oh.
about Sound of Hope.
Oh,
about
yeah, we
Possum
saw
Trot.
that. Yes.
Listen.
Very good movie.
Man,
Made me
it's
wanna
amazing.
We
made
gonna
me
talk
wanna
about it.
adopt, made me wanna foster, but
Doc started packing
I
up his
got-
bag.
I
Jody,
got-
he said, cut the show. Wait a minute, Doc. Don't cut the show. He tried to cut.
He sure did. He's like, on that note.
But, yeah, time to go.
The health and safety
Yeah.
and for the children is the utmost important.
Yes.
We got to start there.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
I totally agree. We're going to take a real quick break. We got some other stuff. We got some hump day hot topics that are amazing. So y'all lock in, man. Thank y'all for that commentary.
Yes.
You know, we just trying to be healthier. I feel better just having y'all in here.
Yes.
So sometimes our mental health is just us coming together as family, having
That's
a
so
conversation.
true.
Just being
Yes.
able to express and just
Being
get some of this
together.
stuff off
Yes.
your chest. So we trying to get better, y'all, right here on KBOB 89.9 FM. World One Development News you can use. Charles and Damali, mental health and politics. We're going to get better, y'all. We'll be right back.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
Fitting Back In is a reintegration program designed to help those released from prison to fit back into the community as productive, valuable members of society. They help schedule various classes such as anger management, substance abuse, and mental health. They also work with different programs in the community to provide job training. If you or someone you know needs help with resources in career development, employment, or housing, to find out more information, call 918-592-3500 or stop by 2121 North Harper Avenue, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Ladies and gentlemen, the all new KBOB 89.9 FM, Black on Black Community Radio.
And now it's time for the Hump Day Hot Topics with Charles and Damali.
Hey, guess what day it is? Hump Day! Hump Day! It's Hump Day! Hey, Mike!
It's the Hump Day Hot Topics on News You
They don't
Can
even know
Use.
what's going on. Hey,
Mike.
Hey, y'all, and we are back. Man, we done had a deep conversation about mental health and politics, but I feel better. Doc, he look a little better. Jolie eyes a little brighter. Damali
Right.
breathing a little slower. So JB over there, he's still doing good. The music and sound is good. So hey,
It's
we're a
getting
little bit better
Yeah.
than before we started.
Yes, we are.
What we
Yes,
got
we
on
are.
these Hump Day Hot Topics?
So just want to do a quick reminder that, we're asking everyone. We have 3 T-shirts here. You want to hold up the shirt? We have 3 T-shirts here. So anyone who, the 3 people who make the top donation today will receive one of these T-shirts. Overcomers Conference 2024 Uganda. Remember, I told you no donation is too large or too small, but we are definitely wanting, you guys to provide donations because we're taking kids over this time so that they can actually experience, what we're experiencing in real time. So you can go to world1development.com/Uganda-missions to make your donation. We've already received a $50 donation. So you guys go ahead and make your donations right at world1development.com, okay?
Yeah, just somebody text me, so they did a $1,500.
Yes,
All right,
come
all
on.
right.
So,
And that's really what we need.
yes,
It
come on
is
through.
expensive taking 18 people. For those that
It
travel,
should. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
just to get your passport,
Yes, it is.
Man,
just to get your shots.
the shots, yeah.
Everything that you have
Visa,
to do.
your visa,
Nothing is
yeah.
$15, nothing
Nope.
is 10,
No.
but if a lot of people do a little bit,
Yeah.
that
we'll get
adds
that.
up. That adds
It
up.
adds up. Yep. Okay.
All
Hump
right,
Day
well,
Hot Topics. Let's do it.
Got 2 T-shirts gone.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I'm sure that you guys have been watching the news and have heard about Hurricane Beryl.
Yes.
It has been wreaking havoc. I mean, just absolutely wreaking havoc. And so at last count, 3 people have been killed after Beryl made landfall on the Texas coast. Nearly 2 million people are without power in the Houston area. So if you have friends and family in Houston and
Texas.
you're not able to get a hold of them, that is why they have no power. That storm packed winds up to 80 miles an hour. It looks like it hit Venezuela, Jamaica, Grenada, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines before it actually made landfall in Texas. So
How is Jamaica doing?
Jamaica, the last I heard,
It's a
they're
lot.
just cleaning up.
They
It's
just
a
cleaning
lot.
up.
It was bad?
It hit
It's
Jamaica
bad.
really hard.
It's bad, and we have church members. Actually, one of the ladies that goes to our church sits behind me. Their family is from Jamaica.
Yeah.
So I asked her, and she said all of her family is doing well, but the island is tore up. And I've been to Jamaica several times. I'm sure you guys have too.
Yeah.
And a beautiful, beautiful
Yes.
island. And so I just hate that for them. To
Yes.
have to deal with that.
I know they said they were going to be one of the most impacted areas
It's bad.
damage-wise.
Right, it's bad.
It was going to
Yeah.
tear some stuff up.
So there's a lot of flood. You know what? And I was watching the news yesterday, and there is this lady, this news reporter. She's standing outside trying to hold her hat on her head and got this microphone, and the wind is pushing her, trying to give the news. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I would pass on that job.
They
I would
pay
be
her
like,
big
get
bucks.
in the car.
Go inside.
No.
somewhere
In the car
and
and
sit
sit
up
down.
there.
I would
camera.
be looking out the window with my camera,
Yes.
like y'all see that? You see the
Exactly.
trash can blow by?
Look,
You know.
Dr. Jolie, her hand was on the road slide. Like, it's
Right.
going to blow me. It's going to blow me.
Hold on,
I'm like,
hold on.
Y'all don't understand
This
is
is too much theatrics for me right here.
the news stations paying top dollar for those stories.
They're creating stress that people's
Exactly.
mental health,
This woman's about
anxiety.
to blow away.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's called going above and beyond for your job.
Bro,
Right.
listen, I'm sorry, I'm out.
I don't want you.
I ain't doing
When
it.
I seen her fingernail come off, I'm like, get in the car. Because if this wind take you away,
Right.
That
Where
is
are you
not
gonna blow
gonna be good.
to?
Just let us know
How's
what's
the news
going
gonna
on.
help you then?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're gonna be a statistic at that particular
Right.
point.
Yeah, I'm like, no,
You know,
not doing it.
We have family in Houston. They said that
Yeah.
the stores they're throwing out meat now.
Oh,
Because-
wow. Because of
'Cause
no
they lost power.
electricity. They lost the power.
Lost
Yeah.
power, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that flooding was crazy.
Last I
Yeah.
seen was downtown was flooded, and they said it rained for about 9 to 10 hours straight.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God! And hard rain.
Yeah.
Hard, no
Yeah.
regular
Hard,
rain.
yeah.
Heavy, heavy,
Hurricane
heavy,
rain,
heavy,
forget
heavy,
it.
Yeah.
So,
Listen, there is a picture. If you guys go to World One Development to our Facebook page, there's a picture that I posted about this story, and there's like this boardwalk, and these 2 people are like standing there in the rain. The storm, the surge, is like blowing towards them, and they're just like standing there looking at it. What are you doing?
What color are they?
What? They're not
Check on
melanated.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I wouldn't be right. I wouldn't have nothing to do with that.
So
But
we'll
anyway.
look and we'll see if it's a way to give to the family down in Houston. Houston is a huge city.
Yeah,
Yes,
So
yes.
we're gonna figure out what
It's
we're gonna do,
bad.
whether we send in water, we send in help, whatever we can do to help from here in Tulsa, Oklahoma,
Yes.
home of Black Wall Street. Let's try to do that, y'all. So we'll get that information and we'll post it.
Absolutely.
that.
Wonderful.
All right, and so because of the time restraints that we have right here, we're gonna forego the other two hot topics, but they are actually listed on our Facebook page, so you guys can go and check those out for yourselves. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hit the Black History trivia. Is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go to that
See
next.
who got that right.
Oh, and I lost my paper. So the question is, who was the first black psychiatrist in the United States? Was it A, Dr. Martin Luther King, B, Dr. Paul Cornely, C, Dr. Solomon Fuller, or D, Dr. Francis Sumner? Now, the majority of you guys said C. Now, I do recall that. That's the paper I'm looking for. Most everybody said C. I think a few people said D.
But I think the doc and Jolie said
I said
said
D.
D.
I said
D.
D.
They said
I
D.
said Sumner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the answer is.
hold on, give people a say. If
Oh,
you got
I gotta
real
give them a
quick,
couple more seconds.
yeah,
Okay, y'all come on.
read it one more time. That's how much time you got to answer.
Like, dang it.
That's the last time reading it.
All right. So, going once,
You know they probably already
Going
looked
twice?
it up.
going twice. All right. So
Okay.
we're gonna give the answer. So if you said C,
Uh-oh.
Dr. Solomon Fuller,
Okay.
you would be correct.
All
Dr.
right.
Solomon Fuller was the first black psychiatrist in the U.S. He was selected by Dr. Alois Alzheimer to join him as a research assistant at his lab in Munich, Germany. There, Dr. Fuller conducted research on brain samples from Alzheimer's patients, observing the physical impact of the disease on the brain. When he returned to the U.S., he continued to do autopsies to confirm the disease was a physical one, and he eventually published his first comprehensive review of Alzheimer's.
Man, that
What
is
year
it.
was that?
I don't know
they
what
didn't
year.
say the
No,
year.
they didn't say the
just
year.
okay.
And you had his name was on another Black History
yeah,
trivia.
a while back.
That's what threw me off. And I
So
was
You know
I
like,
they
always try to
looked
do
him up.
medical
Shout out
ones.
to-
They looked
Yeah.
him up.
World One wrote. He said D. Well,
He said
it's
D.
too late, but
You
that's
wrong.
not right.
That's
No
all
way.
right.
Good
That's
try.
all
Good
right. We
try.
went down
Probably back in
together.
the 1940s, huh?
Sorry.
Probably. Well, it might have been
So-
before then.
So what we'll do as we get into, and we're gonna run through our upcoming events. So
Yes.
just gonna let you know what's going on in the city. But while we do that, Doc, I want you to load up 3 things to do to help people during this heat wave, to not have a heat stroke
Okay.
Well,
out here in these streets.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the upcoming events, and we're gonna come right back to you,
all right, sounds good.
and we'll do that.
Okay, so upcoming events. The 36th Street North Event Center has dates available. If you're looking for a place to hold your wedding, birthday party, banquet, repast dinner, community event, etc., give us a call at 918-200-9046 to reserve your spot. Black History Saturday is going to be
Yes.
happening this Saturday, July 13th at Edgerec Youth and Family Fun Center, located at 5424 North Madison Avenue. The class is going to be from 8:45 a.m. until 2:45 p.m. They're going to be serving breakfast and lunch, and you can register at bit.ly/Black History Saturday.
Just like that. And shout out to Christy. She was here. She's now
Yes.
a wayfinder for National Geographic. So MSNBC going to be out there. All these national news stations and all that. So it's going to be a great Black History Saturday. This Saturday coming up. And I'm going to be there.
All right, so Uganda Missions is going to be happening July 15th through 23rd. We're accepting donations at worldonedevelopment.com/Uganda-mission.
So that means next week, if we are live, we are going to be live from another continent.
Yes.
We will be live from Uganda.
Yes.
That's where we will be next Wednesday. So prayers, donation, and everything else you can send our way. We greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. The TAF Awards are
Yes.
going to be taking place at the 36th Street North Event Center, located at 1125 East 36th Street North on July the 20th. So if you guys, Charles and I are going to be receiving an award, but actually we're going to be in Uganda, so we have our NYCU.FM squad
Yes.
that's going to be there accepting the award on our behalf. So we want to say thank you in advance to the TAF Awards and their committee for, honoring us with that. That's also
And this is
Yes.
Emmys
Yes.
for educators.
Yes.
Hey,
All
hey.
over the
For our
country.
folks,
So it's
yeah.
coming to Tulsa. So if you can make it out, show up.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
All right. The Tulsa HBCU Send-Off Celebration 2024 is going to be happening on July 26th at 6 o'clock p.m. at Langston University.
Yes.
Then they're also going to be doing a car show on July 27th at 11 o'clock a.m. to 6 p.m. And the car show is presented by Messy Marv Entertainment Group.
Just like that, y'all.
Tallahassee Homecoming is going to be happening on July 26th at the Carter G. Woodson School. They're going to be doing their ribbon cutting ceremony at the John Ford Community Center. They're going to be doing a alumni homecoming banquet. And then on Saturday, July 27th, they're going to have a homecoming parade, town charrette, alumni tour, a petting zoo, raffles, and an old school street dance.
I don't want to pet no animals, but the rest of the stuff,
sound fun.
I'm looking at you. I'm not going to pet nothing. But everything
Like,
else, this just seems like a good event. So shout out to them. These are the kind of things that I like to see for some of these smaller black towns in Oklahoma.
Yes.
So I'm going to try to,
and this is just part of the revitalization
That's
of the
what I'm
black
saying.
town. So, yeah. All right. Oasis Fresh Market is going to be hosting a back-to-school event on August the 7th. More details are going to be coming soon, so we'll post that flyer when it's available. And then there's going to be a back-to-school block party. It's already posted on our social media page. It's going to be happening at Lacey Park, located at 2134 North Madison Place. That's going to be taking place on August the 10th from 11 o'clock a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. They're going to have music, fun, food, and a kickball game.
And we're going to be live. You want to play kickball?
I love kickball.
Start stretching now.
Mm-hmm.
We was like, you love kickball, and it be going down.
It goes down.
And it's the Met Church against.
I don't know who's going to be this time.
It's the
But
Met
it's
Church.
usually y'all's church.
Yep. That'd be our church. We might have to show
y'all
up.
something.
Y'all might have to show
Now the
up.
pastor over there at the Met, let me tell y'all
Pastor
something.
Ray got a leg now.
He can preach.
He got a leg on.
But he went beast mode out there. He kicked the ball last year.
Yeah.
They still looking for it. They don't know where it is, but they was down by 10, and he said, we're not going out like that in Jesus' name.
That's
So
right.
we haven't seen that
Jesus'
kickball
name.
since. I don't know if they won or lost, but there was no more about them.
Yep.
Come on, Damali.
All right, the Spreading Hope Back to School Bash is going to be happening at B.S. Roberts Park, located at 901 North Greenwood Avenue. That's going to be August the 17th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. So I'm forewarning all of my motorcycle club and car club members, I'm coming for you. I need backpacks. I need school supplies for these babies, okay? Every year we've been able to get donations for about 2,000 backpacks.
Let me tell you something else. I don't care if we get 2,000 or 3,000 backpacks. They go fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So show up early. We're going to be live then and on location, eating burgers and hot dogs.
Right?
And having a good old time. So it's always good.
Charles's
man.
favorite thing.
I better show up. It's going to be a good time.
Right. Don't forget that August 27th is Election Day.
It is.
So make sure that you are checking out, you can go to the voter registration page for Tulsa County, and you can look up there's a sample ballot that's there. So you don't even have any excuse not to know what's going on. There's a sample ballot with all of the questions on there, all of the candidates on there. You can go and look at that in advance so you can do your homework, right, before you actually get to the polls. And you can even mark that ballot, that sample ballot, and take it with you to the polls so that you are actually voting for the person that you've done your research on. So make sure that you guys are doing that, because we want to make sure that we are getting the right people in position, because we need to be taking care of our next generation, right?
Right. And Jody, you said the local elections are the most important.
Yes.
So these are our local elections.
Right.
So
Yes.
be there.
All right, and then the Women of Color Expo is going to be taking place August the 31st at the Osage Casino, located at 951 West 36th Street North. You can get tickets at ticketstorm.com. These tickets go fast.
They go fast.
Listen, I don't even know when they announced this, but I wouldn't be surprised if you pull it up and it's sold out. I'm
Let me
not
tell
even
you
kidding.
what
They
was
go
funny.
fast.
Last year, people was waiting to get their ticket, and oh my God, they messed around and announced Morris Chestnut was on the air.
Man.
They all ran to the door with no tickets.
No tickets.
I can say they always have a great speaker
Yeah.
at the Women of Color Expo.
Always.
Every
Yeah.
year. When
Yeah.
you went, it was
Tisha Campbell.
Tisha Campbell. Every year, somebody great. So go ahead and get your tickets so you don't have to be at the back of the room or outside looking in.
Right.
So,
That
great
would be
event.
sad, unfortunate. Okay, birthdays. July 10th, which is today. Our attorney, Hugh Robert, is his birthday, and your nephew.
My nephew,
LaDainian
LD.
Hendricks.
Yeah,
Yes,
happy
it's
birthday,
his
y'all.
And then on July 16th, which is next Tuesday, it is my middle daughter's birthday, Lakeisha Johnson. Happy birthday in advance, because we'll be in Africa.
Just like that. And before we get ready to go, Dr. Fairdew, it is a heat wave
Yes, indeed.
all across this country. So how
Yes.
can people avoid a heat stroke?
Well, there's nothing more important than hydration. And hydration, it usually, I'm talking about water. I'm talking about,
Gatorade?
well,
Not Gatorade.
you want to make sure that electrolyte-driven drinks that aren't really high in sugar.
Pedialyte.
Okay, yeah, Pedialyte does work pretty good. Also, limit your exposure. You know what? You don't necessarily need to. If you don't have to be out in the heat of the day. If I'm not talking about from noon to 4, or or from 11 to to 3 or 4, that helps. And the other thing too to keep in mind is that. It's nothing wrong with having a nice hat, a nice floppy hat, and maybe keep the sun off your face, keep the sun off the back of your neck.
Yeah, he embarrassed our son at his baseball game with his floppy hat yesterday.
Hey, but I was cool.
You didn't fall out, right?
Hey, I didn't fall out. I was cool, and I look cool. Okay, so that's all that matters.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you better get out there and catch that baseball. Don't worry about how I'm looking.
What does it do when that sun just beaming when you don't have a hat? What is that?
Well,
Makes your brain.
Well, what it really does is that is when your head is hot, the perception of your temperature is hot. Is hotter. So, and the thing about a cap or particularly a floppy hat, you can also put a wet towel inside of it, and that will help to lower your temperature also. So,
Gotcha. Keeping your temperature down.
Keep your temperature down.
No, you can't wet your
Okay,
hair.
well,
No.
yeah, that might work for the brothers.
Yeah,
now,
that
you
work for the
sisters.
brothers.
We're just saying
Hey, but listen, but you
outside.
sisters can get you. Hey, you can get a nice floppy hat too,
I'll
but you
put
just
it
won't
on my
necessarily.
neck.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me say this. So it's festival season.
Yeah.
It's family reunion season. There's a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on. So let people know if you are out and about or your kid, when could you potentially be in trouble? What is going on, or what
Well,
you
listen,
may
you know
notice
what?
to say?
If you're getting to a point where you're getting disoriented, you feel like your vision is tunneling down, you're feeling kind of cold and clammy when the weather is really hot, that usually means that your core temperature is high, and that means your periphery is not getting enough blood flow.
Or if you stop perspiring.
Yeah, if you stop perspiring, that's a
sweating,
bad sign.
That's
It's a
not
bad
good
sign.
Stop
sign.
sweating.
Oh, wow.
And then
Stop
listen,
sweating.
and the thing about it, if you go into a family reunion or you know that you're going to have an eventful weekend where you're going to be outside for long periods of time, start your hydration early.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about hydration with beer or hydration with iced tea, things of that sort. That can be a diuretic. You know what? Listen, you know what? If you're an iced tea drinker, you're a beer drinker, look, for every 2 bottles of water, then you can go ahead and have an iced tea, or you can have
That's
you
good.
can
Yeah, that's
have a
good.
beer. But
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
No,
vice versa, we
not
might be
what he
picking
said.
you up off the canvas. Yeah.
So
So
start hydrating the night
But say
before.
that. So
Yeah.
say that one more time. So what's that equation? Because I think this is going to help
Listen,
somebody.
you know what? I think 2 bottles of water for every bottle of, whether it's a soft drink, whether it's beer, whether it's iced tea, that will help to keep you well hydrated.
If you choose
2 to 1.
drink any sugar,
Right.
Yeah.
you need at least 2 bottles of water.
Dilute
Yes,
it down a
indeed.
little
Yep.
bit.
So
At least.
Narissa says that her floppy hat is stylish, and she always has it in the car for easy access
hey,
when
listen.
she needs
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
And then Michael Brewer says that his son, little Michael Jr., had a birthday. He turned 12 on the 5th.
On the 5th.
Okay.
Happy
Yes.
birthday, little Michael. That's our partner.
Yes.
All right. Well, I just want to get that because I think it's critically important with this heat wave we got going on.
Yes,
But,
indeed.
we got to get ready to get out of here. You're going to tell about the social media platforms?
Yes. So, you guys make sure that you tune in to any of our social media platforms. That's the 36th Street North Event Center, World One Development, EduRec Youth and Family Fun Center, Fitting Back In, or which one did I forget?
Neither one. JB Smooth, any final thoughts for you?
Not at all. Chilling like a villain.
Joe Lee, our special guest that came live in studio, did an amazing job. Any final thoughts for the people?
No, I'm just blessed to be here. I missed
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah. Missed you too. Yes. Missed
Doc,
you
this
too.
show is all about you, man. It's the medical report, man.
Yeah.
Tell the people something to encourage you.
Hey, but listen, you know what? The most important thing that you can keep in mind is that God is in control of all things.
Yes.
So even though that you may feel like your environment and these politicians act like they don't have any sense, and your kids may be making you pull your hair out, God's in control. Take a deep breath.
And I do want to add, if you feel so stressed out and you feel like there's no hope and you're at your lowest, remember, things will change. This is not going to stay the same. Don't take any drastic steps.
Yes.
Just like
this
that,
too
because
shall pass.
hard
Yes.
situations has an expiration
Yes,
on
indeed.
it.
Yes.
Damali, what's your final thought?
Final thought is, you guys send up prayers for us. We are getting ready to
Yes.
take this
Yes.
journey, and we're taking these young folks. So make sure that you are sending up prayers. And still, even if we're gone, you can still make donations,
Amen.
right?
Amen.
Because there is still a work that we're doing in Uganda. We're building a house. We're doing some work on a church. We're going to visit with some kids, and visit with families and taking medications and all kinds of
supplies.
stuff. So, we need the money for those supplies and all of that. So just make your donation at world1development.com/Uganda-missions.
Amen. Amen.
My auntie from Arkansas said, "Great show, family." Thank you, auntie, for saying that. Thank you for all of our loyal listeners, people that jump in with us. We don't take it for granted because we just show up on grandma's table. Dr. Ferdu is 4 years of doing his medical report. He's blessing a lot of people, but he is still not your primary care physician.
Do you see
He's just
Narissa's
giving you
comment?
some news you can use.
You see Narissa's comment?
You can read it.
Narissa says, how much water to electrolytes focused water should one drink?
Well, I would say at least I still think 2 to 1 is a good ratio. I think hydration with water. There's really nothing better. Electrolytes are very important, particularly if you're sweating a lot.
Right.
So if you're going to be spending a lot of time outside and you're sweating, it's important probably for you to have an equal number of an electrolyte-driven drink and water.
Gotcha.
Just like that, y'all.
What is focus water?
Electrolyte. She says electrolyte focused water.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she's probably talking about Gatorade.
Right,
She's
or
talking
something,
about
yeah.
They're selling a lot of those in the convenience stores now. Gatorade has a new electrolyte.
Yeah.
Armor has one.
But,
Yeah.
but check the sugar content
sugars,
on those.
the ones that have zero
profess
sugar
electrolytes.
or low sugar,
Yeah.
because what happens is that the sugar will actually counter the
Counteract.
electrolytes.
Yeah.
They're advertising no sugar, so most of them are.
Just like that. All right, then. Well, with that being said, we're getting ready to get up out of here. I'm going to get JB to switch the camera back. I'm trying to get us. We're gonna
Back and forth.
back and forth and forward. Hey, y'all, please consider donating to Eden Media Services to help our community radio station continue to stay on the air. You can send your donation made payable to Eden Media Services to 1216 North Lansing Avenue, Suite D. We moved on up, y'all. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74106. Before I hit this last thing, how do they tune into your show on Friday?
We're going to have Our Community, Our Health. We meet every Friday from 12 to 1. This Friday is going to be a topic about youth, black youth, and suicide.
Oh, wow.
And so very excited about the topic. It is a topic that is much, much needed. And our new partners, Family and Children Services, actually have their own segment every second Friday of the month. And so this is going to be their first time hosting their own show. Really excited about their involvement.
That's something that we don't talk about much. So that's going to be a real good show.
Yep.
You guys need to tune in.
And then
like
mine
that.
will be the last Friday of the month.
Okay. All right.
All right. Y'all share this video because we have went through a lot of details. Go like Our Community, Our Health.
Yes, indeed.
Go like that Facebook page right now. This has been news you can use with your host, Mr. Charles Harper. That's me.
And Damali Wilson, that's me.
And we are live every Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So make sure you tune in.
And I'm JB. Hey, how's it going? If you'd like to promote or advertise your business or events on this show, inbox us at Facebook at World One Development. This has been News You Can Use. It's World One Development's News You Can Use, that is, with Charles Harper and Damali Wilson. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program belong solely to the hosts and their guests and not necessarily to this station, organization, committee, or other groups or individuals associated with KBOB 89.9 and Eden Media Services. Y'all have a great day. Anything else, y'all?
Peace out.
Stay
Oh, we
blessed.
gonna have the big shot.
Yeah.
Oh, say bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey.
Stay blessed. Stay blessed.